Well, howdy. Yeah, got the fire going. It's freezing outside. And got myself a little drinky poos. But having a relax today. But I thought if someone was to ask me what's your thoughts on moving to Thailand, or what's the difference between living in Australia and Thailand, or what's your sort of opinion, I'd sort of have to say it all depends on the individual's attitude and what they want in life. Like how you want to live. For someone like me, I'm satisfied with simple life. So, I mean, I live in a village with my Thai girlfriend, but I can just as easily rent a house in a village or anywhere, Chiang Mai, Hua Hin, and I'd go for a sort of mid-range or 5,000 baht a month. So, 300 bucks Australian a month for just a room with a bed, double bed, TV, Wi-Fi, shower, toilet. Much cheaper than a hotel. You're looking at 1,000 baht a night, roughly. You can get them less, but you'll be depressed if you want to at least enjoy where you stay. So that's 50 bucks Australian a night. So much cheaper to rent monthly. And so I would, it's a good life. Food and water and electricity and internet, very cheap. So all that's really good. It's all personal choice. So, I've done money comparisons. On our bills we pay in the West are ridiculous compared to the bills you pay in Thailand. So if someone is renting here and they weren't enjoying their life too much and they had enough to retire, I would say get the hell out of here and go to Thailand. You'll find $600 rent for a 1-bedroom old unit here in Australia, 50 bucks Australian there in Thailand a week. So plenty of women, good food, so in that sort of scenario, check my mail. That's what I'd be looking at. And the way things are nowadays, it's not looking too good, in the West. Look at that beautiful view. Yeah, the cost of living here is just ridiculous. So they're killing it for a lot of people. Everything's a con, parking fines and speeding fines, and it's a fine country. But you're ruled here. You're ruled by ridiculous rules too. It's over the top. They used to give you 10% leeway in speeding, but not anymore. Those days are gone. So 3k's over, you're done. Or you park somewhere, you're up for huge fines. Big fines. So you can barely survive. Like gas bills are ridiculous. If you can't afford solar and all the rest of it, so yeah, there's a lot of benefits living overseas. Some people stay in hotels when they travel. and that's all very well, but you know, you can do it a lot cheaper. So what's my opinion? Well, the costs, say for someone that's over 55, you've got to go and get your Thai, well, you don't have to, but you get your Thai license, so that can cost, you know, a few $100. You know, when you put it all together, and accommodation and everything, go and sit your test and do all the stuff you got to do, and you know, it's up there. You're probably around $1,000 Australian by the time you've done everything. And you know, to get a visa, a non-O visa, say, retirement visa, you're looking at, depending on how you do it, if you get an agent, you know, you open up a bank account and all that, by the travel costs and everything, by the time you've done it all, 3,000 to 4,000 Australian. So there's 5,000 straight up just to do that. And you got to have money in the Thai bank to get your visa. 800,000 baht, about 35,000 Australian. You don't have an income if you've left work, but you can't work in Thailand on a non-O visa, but you can still come back and do work in Australia. The bonuses are travel is cheap. If you look into it, so you know, you'll be up for $400 each way from Australia, 9-hour journey. Then you, depending on where you live, if you live like me, way out north, you've got a couple $100 worth of travel in buses, and or depending on how you do it, to get out to where you are. And but once you've paid for these sort of things, you set yourself up. So that's where you start to win in the end. Put my chicken back. Look at that, eh? I used to run a small business, arts and craft business, used to manufacture arts and craft materials. That's another story, but used to use these scales and to weigh things, but now they're just ornaments for me, and they're memories of my hard-working life. I also used to buy and sell machinery. I used to buy and sell houses. I used to work full-time jobs in truck driving and security. So yeah, this is all what it's all about. Put in the time when you're young, years and years of hard work, invest or do whatever you can to put some money aside, and then, you know, you hope later on you can make some moves or try and enjoy a little bit of life. And yeah, my opinion is, honestly, get out early. Don't listen to anyone else. Get out early. I think it's almost urgent nowadays with these threats of people touching your super, and you know, idiots like Albanese and their clan. All these people, Daniel Andrews, all of them, very sketchy people, corrupt, greedy. I honestly don't like them, and I don't like their attitudes, and they wouldn't like that either, but that's my opinion. So I think they get paid way too much. Their pensions are ridiculous, and they should be accountable for everything. Seems like Australia's changed in such a short time, and this is what's driving people out of it. Like, I'm holding on to my country Whether or not I can hold on to it in the future, I'd like to think that I could just live a very simple life. But these sort of corrupt people, they make your life very hard. They've changed the rules, they've changed Australia as for what it was, for the worst. Absolutely for the worst. Over-immigration, brought in the wrong types, they weren't screened properly. But this is what's happened. So yeah, I can understand anyone getting the hell out of here, because the cost of living is extreme. It's killed a lot of people. It's ruined a lot of Australians' lives, literally, for their children, their families and everything. It's destroyed marriages and all sorts. These people have done this, people like these governments. And where they're putting our money, our taxpayers' money, not their money, it's not government's money, it's our money, is shocking. I've physically nearly been sick when I've seen some of the reports on where they've put our taxpayers' dollars and how they've wasted all our money. And I'm someone who's worked 45 years and put in a lot of tax, stamp duties and everything on houses. I've bought and sold several houses, so I often speak of this. But anyway, so that's my opinion of,